you've wandered off. What are
I
you
just
doing?
wandered to somewhere nearby to just start gently pulling maps out of the bag and other like documents to just unfold them and see what's in the bag.
Yeah. Can you do a sleight of hand? Because I think you'll also tell that these, much like the documents that are back at Felk, old,
Mm-hmm.
but unlike Felk, they weren't properly placed and cared for, kind of thing. These have been held out and could fall apart at any second, kind of thing.
I rolled a 25.
25. You do see what looks like receipts for like a pair of glasses, the clothes that they were wearing on their back. This person seemed to have been very carefully keeping their receipts all in one spot.
Yeah, gotta
Um,
get that reimbursement.
yep, yep. Seeing all in one
Smart.
spot. And can you roll a d100 for me, please?
I can and will. Here, this, and probably this. Yes, okay. These two. That is a 65.
Okay. With a 65, amongst the things that are furled together, on one of the pages, you notice that there is what looks like a golden clock that's been etched onto the page. And when you run your fingers very carefully over it, it seems like there's actually, you notice that it's not smooth. Your hands actually hit something rigid and then rise up before going back down around the clock itself. And there's seemingly like it's one of those, looks like a golden kind of pocket watch almost. Really old, really intricate. You've met Tyneal, has like a lot of Tyneal's family motifs kind of interwoven around the clock itself. That I would say would jump out at you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There is also what looks to be looks like a simple coin, but you can tell that this is not money. And etched onto the coin, it says, "For your 21st birthday and your expedition, with love, Mom and Dad." And I think you see a little note underneath in like a different scrawling, likely probably from a younger sibling, "With all the luck in the world." I think you see that kind of with them. Interestingly enough, they've been lower than the 3rd level of the catacombs. This seems, as you're kind of looking it over, granted these images that have been pressed onto here are 800 something years old, and it's likely the catacombs have changed many a time since this person was down there. It wasn't the descent that got them, but the ascent. You can see that they actually made it down to the Kingdom of Bone. And they were seemingly kind of hurriedly trying to get back to try and possibly meet some deadline of some sorts. And due to all of that, whether it was their rushing or excitement of whatever they discovered, that caused their end within these halls.
I look around the room. I look at Darcy. I look back at the maps that I'm working on. Just casual glances.
She's been
at these
watching
things.
out of the corner of her eye over her paperwork, but yeah, she's been watching.
And there's like a moment that is just like this would both be good for historical purposes, but this is also just good information to have about some things about what the Kingdom of Bone was like. I don't know if these records exist anywhere.
Not to your recollection between the erudite quarter or even between the museo, which is the museum located within erudite quarter. There have definitely been expeditions to try, but it's been tenuous because they know they're dealing with the death wombs for one, but they're also dealing with the catacombs, which are a whole other beast. So the last expedition down to try and see if this could be found, honestly, was probably about 20 years ago, give or take, and it didn't succeed.
Okay.
So you're holding on to a bit of history that has not quite made its way back into the light, so to speak.
There's what feels like a long moment of pondering. Darcy, I have a question for you.
She'll kind of sigh. Seems being more dramatic than than she actually means to be, and then kind of comes over. Did ale get to you too?
Pardon?
She kind of gestures at your friends for a minute, who at this point, Ale was still there. This is just before she poofed.
Oh, no, not at all. For one, felt like having a surface to work with would also be best. But two, I'm sure they could use a bit of peace and quiet. I have many things to say, much I am curious about. And, well, this certainly isn't helping. For example, and I gesture at this map. How would you feel about a bit more information today?
Listen, I'll never say no to more information. Especially if it's helpful.
It's about the Kingdom of Bone.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, some of the items here indicate that there was an expedition where someone actually made it to the city and documented some of what they found.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's a couple of centuries old. My question for you is how far back your current records go.
Our current records go back about 50 or so years.
This map, if I'm reading it correctly, goes back approximately 10 times as many years.
Whoa. And that is very important.
I would like to make a request of you.
And what would that be?
You wouldn't happen to mind me having a copy of this?
I think she looks at you, kind of sits back a little bit. And at that point, she actually she looks around for a second and she kind of slides the skull of the bird back a little bit. And you can see very familiar eyes. It's been years. But they're different. They're older, a little bit more weary, a little bit more untrustworthy of people.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see actually there's a scar that goes right across where her eyes are too. She blinks a couple times, kind of getting used to the mask, rubs at her forehead. One condition. You can make a copy, But this copy is for you and your friends. I'll allow that. Some secrets should be buried until they decide to reveal themselves.
Well, and I don't think you'll mind saying, I will be keeping this particular one with me, and I suppose with my friends, if they care to know.
Mm-hmm.
But I may or may not have access to a library that doesn't exactly exist in the world, per se.
Right. You know,
Which is to
she doesn't
say-
seem surprised by that at all. This is not like far outside of the reaches of practicality for her.
Which is to say, they would have a very difficult time getting to it.
You're an old soul, aren't you?
That is a very polite way of putting that, but yes.
Older than Ao? Because see, she's probing, not quite offering the information card, but just more so inquisitive than anything.
If I answer you honestly,
Mm-hmm.
yes and no.
Just kind of nods quietly. Okay. And after a moment, she repeats, some secrets will reveal themselves when they're ready.
And at some point, I suppose the library will have to come and visit you.
That's an intriguing notion. Though, bones are in themselves a library, much like a soul is. Except, and you guys see she kind of flits about for a second. I guess you could say that the soul is a paperback and the bones are the hardback of a book. Because you can see the scratch marks, the rips, the tears. Stuff that isn't always mended completely. Especially if you realign the spine, and you kind of see at this moment she, in her kind of discussions and stuff, you can see actually some bones. This seems to be what she does when she's kind of taking a second to think. And she actually just has what looks like for a second, silver chain. And you realize it's a collection of a spine. That, much like a Rubik's Cube, she is just slowly aligning and misaligning the spine as she is talking. Moving the different vertebrae.
Yay for fidget toys.
Yeah. Because she's talking for a minute. Well. You have your answer. Is there anything else that you need?
I suppose a bit of resting time. I have a lot of information to process.
Makes sense. Let us know when you're ready.
I suppose I should talk to my companions about that. And
She'll quickly pull the mask back on as that happens, shifting back into Lily Darcy.
With some intention, leave things right where I have them and go talk to the party. Asani, Theodora. Oh, where did your friend go?
They said they were plotting and then disappeared. And I think they're plotting about you. But in a good way.
Also, as they do. Um, I think it might be best, even if we're not going to use, even if we're not going to necessarily be able to make full use of our spells, let's say. I think there are some other capabilities I would like to restore with some rest and some information I would like to process, if that is okay with everyone. And after that time, I suppose we're off to wherever the catacombs take us. Oh, also, I have learned that your satchel contains a number of things, gesturing to the table, some of which I still need to analyze, but one of which is very interesting. It seems that your friend is a very talented explorer and made it all the way down to the city, well, beyond the floor that we're in, and drew managed to successfully draw a map of it.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, we also made
And
a discovery. You like those, right?
I enjoy both finding them and making them. What did you learn?
The glasses they allow people to see in the dark, but also allow people to see closer. They're broken though.
Interesting.
They only worked when Astani put them on.
Historically speaking, I think I know what one of those glasses are, but the glasses of minute seeing, I believe is what they would be called, well, historically anyway, are things that are rather hard to come by.
I think there's more to it, but it's hard to say because they're broken.
Broken how? Are the lenses not intact?
That and maybe the mechanism's not functioning properly.
Well, I happen to, let me, I believe this would be the thing right here. Oh, sorry, I should explain. This is a bag of tools specifically for, well, people who do lab work and inventions and things. All of that to say, it should probably contain whatever we need to fix your glasses. I just have to be very careful.
I just look to Astani because they don't belong to me anymore.
Yeah, Astani had taken it off and they had gestured to them to, like, please look at it if you wish. Not sure how this works, if this is... I don't understand. There are too many variables, and the one variable that is different is that I put them on, and that's not enough information. So a couple things we have to go through and just test it out.
I mean,
you do magic.
And like, I'm gonna use a mage hand to like hold the glasses aloft and like turn them about.
You do magic, Astani. I don't do magic. Maybe that's what it is.
And then they'll like.
And you have a connection to like the spirit realm. I don't know.
Oh well, when it comes to these, do you mind if I hold these?
No,
and you notice
feel like
that
the mage
they are
hand
like,
is yeah.
not like they're not holding them; they're just like floating in space. Just like, mind if I hold these?
Like Asani's like, you are already, please, yes.
And I like gently place them in my hand. Well, I suppose there are a couple of things here. These could be a tool for spellcasters. They could be attuned to people who use a certain type of magic or just magic in general. I'm not sure which of these is the case, but we can at least do something about this lens situation, perhaps.
Just watch.
Yeah.
It is somewhat unusual if they have an alignment requirement. But anyway, if you wouldn't mind stepping over here. And I walk everybody back over to like this map and things and go, it seems that this person also came from a very loving family who sent them off with a couple of messages. They kept very careful notes and receipts about the clothing and everything else that they were wearing. But also here is a watch. Have you seen this pattern before, Deodora? I'm asking you mostly because you mentioned something about Tyneal, and I figured you might know something about this.
Can you describe the sigil again? Because I did, so why?
Sorry. My Discord freaked out for a second, so you all disappeared. So I was trying to quickly fix that. So you can see on the what looks like a pocket watch the motifs of Tyneal's family around.
Oh. Yeah, this is his family crest. And I will show like the sigil that I took off of the body, like the little patch, to like show that they match.
Fascinating. Now, there's something odd about the texture in this spot on the page, and I very gingerly run a finger across it because I'm trying not to have the paper disintegrate.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like for whatever reason, someone took the time to, I don't know if this is actually the watch itself or a very detailed piece of work for a random page in a book.
What? I'm sorry. So there's an actual just so I'm understanding, there's an actual physical pocket watch. No, it's a drawing of a pocket watch.
Correct, but there's
instead
of it being smooth.
I was like, why
instead of it being smooth, it seems like there's a kind of like when you're kind of running your fingers across the page, it goes up where the pocket watch would be.
Oh, okay. So
versus being indented downwards with great detail.
Okay. I'm having a hard time visualizing it, but we're just gonna roll with it.
I would say like a figure in a pop-up book. That's
it's like popped up in text.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly it. Yes.
And I'm just like, I don't know why they did this in this book. I'm not sure if this is that they took the time to make this 3D just for artistic purposes, or, well, frankly, if they were trying to hide something in the page.
I'll look at it for a moment, and I just see like this raised pocket watch pop-up book. Maybe it has something to do with the glasses too.
Okay, and I pull out a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
It might take a little bit more effort, but I could potentially fix the book. I'm going to try to make a small incision here where this watch is and see if it contains anything.
It seems like it might be a magic thing.
Oh, I'm not going to stab this. I intend to cut around it.
Theodore's like, does it? Okay. Could we maybe try before we cut through the book? Because it is very old. And I know you have mending. I guess it doesn't matter. You have mending. But I wonder if it was supposed to be, if this is supposed to hide something. I don't know if using something physical would work.
Well,
because why take all the time to do this if it could just be ripped out?
I suppose that's fair. And in that case,
I don't know anything.
I will. I don't know. I would have several reasons to disagree with that assessment.
You can disagree with me. Which part are you disagreeing with?
About you not knowing things. You have demonstrated a great deal of capability for a lot of different things.
Oh, I meant this kind of stuff specifically.
Well, like I was saying earlier about other things, we're not so different. Our talents just express themselves differently, even when it comes down to arcane things. I'm a little bit more academic about it. It seems to be a more natural thing for you. And I think that's a wonderful thing.
Okay. I just smile like, sure. Thanks.
In that case, based on what Deodora has said, I am going to try to use the identify spell.
Okay.
But what I would like to do is I would like to flavor this as me trying to persuade the book to talk to me about the pocket watch on this page.
Okay.
And what it's protecting.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. I have a nat 20 for you today.
Oh hell yeah. Go ahead. Go off.
So just for flavor instances, how are you persuading this? Not necessarily book. They're literally just a bunch of parchment manuscripts that are kind of thrown together. How are you, I guess, rizzing up this sheets of paper so that way it will reveal their secrets, so to speak?
Kind of like very gingerly pick up this book
Mm-hmm.
and I go, you know, I feel like this is more Ostani's thing, but I'll give it a try. Would you mind telling me a little bit more about what it is that you're carrying and how you got here?
I think after a moment, you see the dust kind of swirling onto the page more and more. And it's almost like you're watching Ailes very Van Gogh style of writing, just very sporadic, bouncing around. It's truthfully staccato if this was music, moving quickly across the sheet, never staying in one place. This was an individual. Their mind was moving quickly and in multiple directions at the same time. As you can see, the scrawling bouncing around to specifically 5 different places. But it always comes back to this clock. While Ale, it seems like they didn't really have necessarily magical talent. It does seem like this is some kind of spell that they were trying to line that didn't have the time to finish. Perhaps a missing word to finish it or a phrase. And the only reason I think this jumps out to you is you've done the same thing before. Different properties, different kind of focus. But they were trying to create something that hadn't been, at least in their space, tangible. It's like when you were trying to figure out what would be best for your automatons. Rory as an artificer. Stone, steel, wood, metal. Creating something that hadn't had a place before. And a phrase or words missing. No.
Mm-hmm.
Some spells like to rhyme, some of them don't. But each in their own wording tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
From a natural 20, it's actually difficult to tell what exactly. Doesn't seem like Ale knew exactly what they were doing. They seem to have been inspired by something that was on one of the lower floors, likely in the Kingdom of Bone. But what the exact nature of this spell does seem transformative in nature. And it does have, I would say, the wisps of other planes kind of whispering. Which again, for a cartographer who wants to map out the world and see everything again, it's not that far off.
She likely ran into the Bone Weaver when she saw this. Or wrote this. There's some kind of magic here, but some of the words are missing. I think they were trying to finish something, but they didn't have the time.
They didn't have the time to finish a spell about a clock?
I think the clock is supposed to do something, and if it had worked, she would have been able to record what she just didn't get to.
Try that song that they keep singing.
I don't know that that would actually be a bad idea. I'll need to think about it, though.
Okay, and then Deitor just like humming under her breath because it is just an earworm now. It's like
told you. It was a
Well,
stem that just exploded
Yeah,
into
this is a
something
stem.
else. I'm so sorry.
Burn to the ground. Like I'm trying to get like remix tracks. I'm trying to get like club
There are
like
you said
Baltimore
there are
club
no-
music tracks.
You said there are no fires here, right?
There are a couple torches that are lit around the chamber, but like it's still a very dimly lit chamber. Like truthfully, if Asadi is not wearing the glasses, she's very likely reaching forward a little bit. It's easy enough. It's not quite dark vision level, but it's also like the lights are very, very dim in here.
So, like, based on what I've learned, like, this ripple in the page is like the effect of the spell not being finished,
Correct.
not like a hidden container for something.
It's that period on a sentence that makes, truthfully, what could have been Ael's final words finalized. It does seem like it's the fresher of the writings. So in a way, this is their legacy, their obituary. As this clock.
Oh, what if you said you found letters from people they loved?
Are also in here, wishing them well on their expedition. Apparently, this was one of their first ones.
Could be either that song or maybe something in one of those letters.
I have an idea on what to do with it, but I think that will have to wait. But depending on whether my idea works or not, maybe Ael will get to finish that sentence. Well, if they wish to.
Is there anything? Oh, go on.
I was going to say, I think that's enough detective work for today. So I'm going to have a brief rest and consider, quite honestly, our probabilities for success for however grim. And I will tell you what happens once I am more operational. Windows 95 shut down.
Oh, couldn't. Okay.
Is there any other conversation that you all would like to have or to do before you long rest for the day?
I want to, because Rory said that there are maps of the Almost called it the below boat. I don't know why. We're not even on a boat.
No.
Just the lower levels and the
Yes.
city of Bone.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I think Deodora wants to just kind of take a little bit of time to study them.
Sure. Kind of getting a basic idea of it. How about you, Asani?
I think they're just going to slowly get to bed. I don't think there's anything remaining. I think they've prepared what they could, so yeah.
Okay.
They will take a little bit of time to remove some bells and things to like soften what they're doing. This is not like I also don't think none of the bells that they've put on they've sewn it themselves, so they're easily able to like unravel it and then just like put and like anything that is tiny, they'll put it away. But the larger bells that they use in their practice, they'll just like oil them and like take care of them before they go to bed. Not trying to sound any of them, so they're very, very strict on how they hold them.
Are you the last one to go to sleep? Do you think?
Possibly, like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think as you're working on your bells, you do, after a moment, see the spirit that you now know as Ale kind of reappearing up high and kind of slowly maneuvering around through the light. And it looks like they have what looks like 3 small things within their 2 hands that they're kind of holding very, 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 very carefully as they maneuver around first to the Error 404 Rory, who's not far from you. You can see they kind of place something very gently in likely what is Rory's hand. They maneuver over to, and I think you have a much better image of Astani, or you are Astani, Deodora. And you can see that they place in Deodora's hand, which is lightly at this moment outstretched towards Sparky, what looks like a blue flower. And you realize they're forget-me-not that they're placing in Deodora's kind of hand. And they kind of pause, looking to see if you're asleep, and then seeing that you have the bells. They don't say anything. They're not humming their song. But you can see that they have in their small, small hand, and all these are dried. I want this to be known. These are not fresh flowers. For unfortunately, Ale is not in a space where they are able to move up. And you can see after a moment, they place what looks like a red spider lily on likely your pillow. Dried. Still has its kind of leaves unfurled. Kind of just looks in between all of you with a stillness and a quiet that it definitely did not observe during the day. And after a moment, it seems like it's almost just so lost in their own world, they don't really even truthfully notice that you're really awake. It slowly turns its attention towards the sun door, where at this moment, it's still cloudy outside, but you can still see the glimmer of the moon coming out. And they float. They float over and just look up at the light. And almost like if you could watch a spirit, a ghost, take a breath, they slowly phase into the light, just kind of raising out their little arms. Feeling what little moonlight is streaming through that moon sun door in this moment. Dawn seems to approach the next day. It's hard to tell with the light in this room still being pretty dim, and you can tell that it is still very much cloudy outside. But each of you slowly awaken. All three of you slept relatively well. There were no haunting dreams of bones and other creatures chasing after you through halls. But the task is at hand. And for some of you, you have something new in your hands. Isidora, you feel the very gentle crinkle of old and dried leaves. The blue forget-me-not. And Rory, amongst your hand, you see that it is a yellow marigold with what looks like a ribbon of yellow tied. And Astani's red spider lily. With yours, looks like, specifically with yours, Rory, looks like Ale tried to manifest as best as they could and took a little bit of parchment. And you just see it's literally a squiggly of lines. Because they apparently were trying to write a message that just can't come through because they don't know letters anymore. Just it looks like a massive squiggle, like if you gave a toddler a sheet of paper and a marker. What are y'all doing?
I have a serious question
Yeah.
above table. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Did they just ascend or
No.
something? Okay.
No.
I'm like, bitch, you described this real beautiful scene, and I'm like, the little guy better still be there, because otherwise, why am I showing up every week?
No. No, they were taking in the moon's light as much as they could, but they were not ascending.
Okay.
They
All right.
have unfinished business. Okay. So no, they are not ascending.
Just you know, I'm clocking in for me, but also I'm checking in for the audience too, you know?
Nope.
Because
I think you even hear
I am on my nerves on the tiniest ice at all times these days. Don't fuck with me.
No, I think you even hear very lightly they're trying to be quiet, because I think you all have heard Darcy tell them to shh while you all were resting a little bit. But the burn. It was just very quietly.
Oh, this is a pretty flower.
And they are decidedly not lilies.
Oh, that one's a lily. I point to Astani's flower.
That's true.
Astani has it almost they've taken down their hair and put it into a long braid to prepare to go down, and they had put it into their ear, like the behind their ear. And yes, I haven't seen one in a long while. Thank
Interesting,
you.
considering the work that you do.
Not one that's usually given to me.
That is fair.
Or I think you see kind of poking out from like a corner. The little blue orb is just watching all of this happen. It doesn't want to intrude, but it's just watching and then just because it can't help itself, it's just quietly echoing. Bird, bird.
Oh my god, I'm fucking obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Just kind of watching all of you.
If you don't mind my asking, why am I holding I believe it's a marigold? I'm not a druid, but don't think this is hold on. Are you responsible for this?
Oh shit. Moves out.
Doesn't know a damn thing but can curse up a storm. Okay. Like, oh shit. Like a toddler who got caught doing something.
It's the last thing I said before I died. Like just moves away real quick.
Oh my god.
Reappears after a minute, like this time is kind of hanging out in a skull, and you just see their blue eyes watching.
I think Deodora looks at the note that's attached to it and goes, "Oh, they said they're sorry." It's just like thinking back to a time where she tried to write "I'm sorry" and it looked exactly like that.
Yep. Maybe this is why the two of them are so connected, of just like
That says "I'm sorry," yeah.
Oh. I lean over in that like really informal way when you're just like, I'm around a whole bunch of people I don't know. What are they apologizing for?
Oh, well, yesterday you kind of walked away from the group and it seemed like maybe they had hurt your feelings. And so they wanted to apologize.
Ah. Okay. I kind of like turn to the skull and say, "This is a very pretty flower. I appreciate it. Thank you."
okay.
I
Well,
like mine too.
good. Darcy says it's best to say thank you to the people that you're thankful for. And also to lay flowers at people's graves. So I'm not saying, listen, if you die down there, there's spaces for us to hang out. And you can see they've made like a little cubby.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They made a fucking clubhouse, y'all.
I'm just saying, if you choose to come back, which maybe you will. I don't know. I can't tell if this one likes me, and they kind of gesture towards Rory. But
we definitely intend to. All of us.
Whether you die down there, which I'm not hoping happens. Okay, maybe a little part of me is hoping it happens. But you're putting to... Kind of looks at Darcy for confirmation. Rest. That's the word. Rest. You're putting to rest the thing that potentially struggling with the word. Potentially could make many of us go poof. So I can't go down there, which I'm very upset about. But this is my way of putting flowers at their grave because you're putting them to an end. Does that make sense?
We'll deliver the
does.
flowers for you.
Okay. I feel like a lot of souls I've known have passed down there. I fear. But can I have a cubby for you? See, I made this space so that he can tinker with things, and you can see that they've just collected a bunch of like smatterings of bone onto like a small table. I'm very tired. Like, that's why I was so poof, because I was so tired. I have to manifest to lift. I'm not strong. And he kind of moves their hands up like you, and they gesture towards Theodora. And I got a space for Miss Osani, for you to like sleep. Darcy says you were meditating. I don't know what that is. But for you to sleep, and you can see they have like this little goblet of water and a small little bench of bones that have been put together next to it. And then for Theodora, Sparky is very big. So I don't know how big Sparky's spirit would be, but I mean a little thing for you, since you like to fight. And you can see they've set up some little fighting dummies made of bone.
Oh my god.
So you can share my cubby.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Well,
this is gonna sound strange, but I am gonna find a way to put you in my armor.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I mean, that's very feasible. We can do that.
Yeah. Only if you want to.
I mean, okay. I've never not been in armor, I don't think. I've been in a skull. I've been in a couple skulls.
Putting you in armor wouldn't be very difficult. I put myself in armor. This is what it looks like.
I know. Darcy said you're old soul. Maybe if I'm forgiven. No, I can't ask that.
You can ask me anything that
I
you would
can't
like to
ask that.
Okay.
They get really close. They look at you, Stani and Theodora, and almost glare for a minute, like, don't listen. And they get up in your ear, Rory. Could we make a body? So I could go move around? Maybe.
Yes, we can.
Poof, 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 poof. They're poofing all over the chamber.
Oh my
so
God.
excited.
We will talk about how to do that later.
Okay.
Let's
God,
say
sorry. Ignore me.
one of those, it's one of those things that friends do for each other.
Mm-hmm. What's a friend?
Well, would you like to find out with the three of us what friendship is like?
Yeah. So I know what friendship is like with the lilies. But friendship is, what's the word that I heard Osiris used the other day? Subjective? Where it differs, you can have really close friends, and then you can have some not so close friends. So, would that make us close friends or not close friends?
Fucking best friends, bitch. Sorry. I'm not part of this conversation. I feel like this was a side conversation between them and Rory, but I had to.
I think the armor part was the whispered part, but all of this other stuff
all
is
this
happening
is very
with
much
anybody in here.
present. Yeah, it was just the body. Like, that was it.
But, well, tell you what. Instead of answering that question right now, you should spend some time with us first, and then we can choose.
Okay, well, that's the problem, because you're going to a place I can't go. Much like I'm in a place you aren't in yet. They just start laughing.
But we'll come back. And when we come back, we can spend time together.
Okay.
And besides, based on your very polite request, we're going to probably have a way to spend a lot of time together.
I think Deodora will, because they gave her this little flower, and even though it's to put on somebody else's grave, it's still a nice gesture. So Deodora will like rummage through her pack, take out maybe like a dried herb, like I don't know, fucking thyme. I'm just picking one.
Yeah, basil or something.
Yeah, and just like put it in their little cubby.
And you see them almost like worshiping the basil or thyme, just like. I haven't seen, and you see them like genuinely looking super curious at this. Because what you're placing, yes, it's dried, but it's still alive, whereas the flowers that you hold are dried and dead.
Mm-hmm.
This is like telling the spirit that the sky is blue. This is not in their sphere of knowledge. They're You're a collector of many things. Oh. Now I definitely hope you don't die down there.
Some people think that basil is a symbol of protection.
So. I wonder what it tastes like.
It's pretty good. I won't lie.
I don't have taste buds. So I'll take your word for it. I'm going! You see, he looks at Darcy real quick, like, okay. But, good luck. And I'll wait in my cubby.
Okay. We'll be back.
When I watch Ale float away, Theodora, if I remember correctly, we cannot necessarily take our familiar companions with us, right? It would cause them a great deal of strain.
They can go with you for a time, but it's gonna be rough for them on the lower floor.
Are you suggesting we leave them here?
I am certainly suggesting that for you to keep your new companion company.
What about for you? And Corbin?
I have to wonder what Corbin would do with a hall full of bone, but I could just ask him.
Probably make some sick bone armor for himself.
I kind of
hold out helmet out of a skull.
I kind of like hold out a palm to manifest Corbin.
Corbin appears, face mask on, just woke up, has a towel around, probably was taking a shower, like is a little bit. And you see they like strained to get here too. You can see like there's actually like, it's not just whatever the wetness from whatever shower they were having. There's actually like a bead of sweat. It took a little bit for them to manifest.
Corbin, we're about to go to a dangerous place that will, quite honestly, unsummon you almost immediately. Would you care to stay in this space instead?
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Just like, what did you call me here for?
Yeah. Like, all right.
I was in a luxurious bubble bath.
Do you need to finish would you like to finish your shower first?
Yeah.
Understood. And I just unsummon him back to summon space.
All right.
I will turn to Sparky because to let Sparky decide what he wants to do.
Sparky seems like he's pretty set to go with you.
Okay.
Like, seems to have, as jumpy of a puppy he still is, he knows when to get serious and was paying attention to the conversation of the fact that it was going to be a lot harder to go the further you went down. He seems willing to give it a try.
Okay.
I think also too you see a little streak of jealousy that Ale has been taking some of your attention. So a little bit of jealousy that, you know, I need to prove myself even more kind of thing of like between him.
Sparky, first of all, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody, especially not me. I know that you're highly capable and you're such a good boy and you're so cute.
Tail starts wagging so much.
You're a good boy. You're such a good boy. Who's a good boy?
You said the word.
Who's a good boy? Like, you know, shake his head.
Mm-hmm.
Sparky, I know that you know it's going to be dangerous down there. So if you feel like you can't hold on, it's okay to turn back. And if you poof, I will bring you back. Okay?
He licks your hand.
Just give him scritches.
Yeah.
Just a big ass dog to be doing that.
Yep.
You know, I get knocked over.
Yep. Sounding anything from you as we progress further?
I think no, I think they just prep with Sakali on the things that they could do if they can do it. They're just practicing. I feel like they've helped in magic before, but because of the rigor and structure hierarchy of the temple district, it's not something that they always bring Sakali with.
Mm-hmm.
But this time they're just like, you've done this before, let's do it again. So they're just like practicing. They've put like 4 spells into them, so they're just like how they can maneuver, what they can do, trusting their instincts. Like they're just like doing that over and over. They're ready to go. I think everything is packed and good. Their hair is done, the flower, everything, they've settled, and that we're going. We're trekking, and I'm just waiting for the call from Darcy to be like, we're
she's following your lead, so it's whenever y'all are ready.
Yeah. I think that kind of stress of like, I'm following your lead and you're following my lead, kind of like, oh, we're all ready. Let's go. You're ready? Oh, I'm ready too. What are we doing? Let's get out of here.
Like, I think you see Darcy and Osiris kind of by the wall that you all came in on, kind of reclining on their weapons a little bit, of just like, okay, we're gonna be getting out. So like they're clearly in conversation, talking to take you to the lower floor. Kind of talking, and every now and then looking in your direction as this is happening, and then that eye contact of, well, are you ready, or are you waiting for us to give the call? Like, wait, what's happening?
We're good. Yeah.
Okay. I think Deodora is like, okay, we're ready. Let's go. Deodora takes the lead.
I just turn, like, as Deodora is saying all of that, just starts walking in the direction of Osiris and crew.
And as you do hear again Ale singing, burn, burn, burn it to the crowd, as you all
I'm singing that at full volume in the lower
That's gonna be your bear noise to make sure all the death is far away.
Burn it to the ground.
Osani, don't forget your glasses.
Yep.
Yes.
Glasses.
Thank you.
Full shoal. Which, to your knowledge, Rory, using your Tinker's tools, rather, it's going to probably take you...
No, it's Tinker's ticks now.
Tinker's tools, it's going to probably take you the better part of the next, 2 or 3 days to do so. This is something you're going to have to sit with for a while, just because they are...
Oh, I have no intention of trying to fix that, but I'm aware that currently, if she puts them on, she can see, and
exactly.
That's important.
Yeah, it was more so gauging what you're able to pick up after kind of looking it over. Probably about 2 or 3, if you were to work through the night, you'll likely be able to get those where you need them to be. But yes, Astani, you can now see in the darkness as